ready to go.
Okay, hi everybody. Just a reminder, we'll put an embargo of 1 p.m. today on this first section. And if I can start, please, with Rob from Arsenal.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You said on Wednesday night, Anfield's probably the toughest place to go in the world right now. You're going there twice in the space of 4 days. How much is your course helped by the fact that the fans won't be there, the famous Anfield atmosphere won't be a factor?
Well, I think obviously the crowd makes them stronger because it's a unique atmosphere what they're able to create at Anfield. But as well, you can see how well they are playing without any crowds as well. So we know the challenge that we have ahead of us. Let's embrace it. Let's go for it. Let's prepare well and try there to win.
It's been a long time since we've won at Anfield, but how much confidence will you and the team take from the last 2 performances against them back in July and then again, obviously, for the Community Shield?
They are all very different games. The one we played at the Emirates and the one we played in the final as well, they were very different. And I think will be different again. We know the standards that they have set in this league, how consistent they've been, and that's because they dominate almost every aspect of the game. So we need to be at our best. We need to compete really well against this team, and hopefully the boys are ready to do that on Monday.
Thanks, Mikel.
Faye from Premier League Productions.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You say it's going to be different. What do you mean different from the other 2 games?
They were really different, the one at the Emirates and the one we played in the final against them. They have some variability depending on what they do, how we have to control those aspects, as well the way we can attack in different ways as well. So it's like quick waves all the time with them, without much time to breathe. A really quick game. There doesn't exist a long sequences of passes really against them. And we have to be at our best, that's for sure.
After the West Ham game, you said that you had a lot of issues and you need to improve on many things. What have you specifically been working on to address that?
Obviously, I'm not going to discuss that, but we had some time to work and try to prepare better. But every game bring you different challenges, and in this league, every opponent is causing you issues that we have to resolve, and we are evolving. We are getting much better. I think on Tuesday already we did a lot of things much better in the same aspects, so we need to keep improving.
Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you.
Emma from Sky.
Hi, Mikel. Great to see you today. I know you've been asked about this before, but a lot can change very quickly at this stage of the transfer window. Is there any update on Lucas Torreira? We know there's interest in him. And I suppose how important is it to get a deal done before you look at bringing any other players in?
No, we don't have any updates on Lucas or any other player at the moment.
You've been linked with Jorginho at Chelsea. I know you won't want to comment on specific players, but is he the type of player you're looking to add to your squad?
Well, we are still open to improve our team. We are looking for different options as well, depending on what happens with some of our players here. So we are getting prepared just in case we need to do something.
And just lastly on him again, I know you were working with Pep Guardiola when he tried to sign him from Napoli a couple of years ago. What qualities did you see in him then that he could potentially bring to your squad now?
Sorry, but I cannot open up in players that play for a different team if their qualities is not appropriate from my side. Sorry.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Ian from TalkSport.
Hi, Mikel. How are you doing?
Hi.
What is it like, and how difficult is it for you as a coach to have to face the same opponent twice in the space of a week?
It's normally difficult enough to play the same team in 4 days, and for the players as well to adapt. And obviously, the first game has a big impact on the second one, and it's really tough to beat, for example, the same opponent twice in that short period. Obviously, when you talk about Liverpool, that challenge is much bigger. But I just want to focus on Monday. Let's try to get the best possible preparation against them. Go there and most importantly, have the belief that we can go there and win. And we all have to believe that we are capable of doing that.
How much in this game do you need to start on the front foot? Because obviously there are no fans there, as we said. And, if you do start on the front foot, then possibly you can expose some problems like Leeds did on the opening day.
Yes, it's really important to start well, but it's really important what happens after 20, 30, 80, 90 minutes, because that team that they are really consistent in their performance. They are able to constrain the opponent to do very little against them, and they can dominate long periods of games. So you have to be able, when you have the right opportunities, the right moments, to be ruthless. You have to do that. And as well, you have to be able to suffer for periods, because and you have to expect that they're going to have those periods.
Arsenal were working hard to try and get fans back into the stadium for next weekend. We now know that's not going to happen. Are you pessimistic that you'll see a supporter, an Arsenal fan, getting a chance to see your team play at home, at least for the next 6 months?
I don't know. Obviously, with the news and the new guidelines given by the government, is not looking very positive in the next few months. And we have to bear in mind, obviously, the situation we have in our society. So we have to respect that. I think we're all trying to create a safe environment. It's in the interest of everybody, first of all, in the Premier League, to first of all keep playing. I think we have achieved really good standards at the moment and keep the positive really, really low. That's the first aim, and obviously we can get the fans back in here. I think will be great for football world as well.
Last one on me, Eddie Nketiah. Last international period, he's now within sight of Alan Shearer's record of scoring goals at under 21 level. Scored again for you in midweek. Do you think he could get a full England call-up soon?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, if he keeps performing the way he's been with us in the last few months, he will have a really good chance. And as well, I think culturally, England and the actual manager, they are really brave with young kids. But it's up to them. They have to be consistent. They have to keep doing what they're doing, put their focus at club level, and then that opportunity will come in a natural way.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
George, BBC.
Thanks, Mark. Mikel, hello. When I spoke to you before the cup final against Man City, you said you knew what their weakness was and you was going to exploit it. So what's Liverpool's weakness and how are you going to exploit it on Monday at Anfield?
Well, I think they are getting better and better, and they have less weaknesses. They are a fantastic side. The issues with the weaknesses of opponent is how many times you are able to exploit them and how many opportunities you get to do that. And as well, with all the incredible things that they have, that they are going to try, they're still able to do them. So I want to focus on what we can do and what we have to do and control our own aspects.
You've got to be ruthless on Monday night. You're expecting limited chances. You've effectively got to take all of them, really.
Yeah, as you know, in big games like that, every detail is really important to get a win, and we have to dominate a lot of aspects in the game, how we manage the game in certain moments as well, and when we have our opportunities, we have to put it in the net.
Did you try and sign Thiago? Did you speak to him in recent weeks and try and encourage him to join Arsenal rather than Liverpool?
Well, we don't discuss again the things that we have to try to do in the market.
He's a player you admire, though, even though he could be learning.
I really like him from my time that I was in Barcelona as well, and play with an incredible personality, great talent, very special qualities to play in midfield, and I think he's a great signing for Liverpool.
One of the problems with Arsenal over recent years has been this record away to the top six. You started beating top six sides at home. So how is important that changing that philosophy for your team going forward, that you managed to win away from home against the top side?
Yeah, we want consistent results. We have to be able to go to any ground and get the points and live with that belief. And we will try to do that on Monday.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Mark, Press Association.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Nicolas Pepe made his full debut for Arsenal in this fixture last year. Are you pleased with how he's developing after that slow start that he had, and what does he need to do to convince you he should be starting every week?
Well, I think it's come a long way, Nico. obviously we know what the club paid for him when he joined, and that was obviously an extra pressure, but he's a player that had to adapt. It's a different style, but he has a really good attitude. We can see big developments in a lot of phases in his game. He's very settled here. He's liked by the boys. He's a really good character to have around, and I'm really positive that we're gonna have him for many years, and that he can perform at a really high level consistently.
Does the signing of Gabriel help him, and he can help Gabriel settle as well, I imagine? Well,
I think it's always nice if you ask them to have some compatriots next to them. Obviously, it makes life easier in the first few months when they cannot talk the language. I think for both of them, obviously, they know each other, and they spend some time together now. So I think it's a positive thing.
George touched on your record against the top six sides away from home. The last time Arsenal won at Anfield, you were actually in the team in 2012 in the Premier League. Having a player like you've signed in signing Willian, having a player who's got that experience and big game experience, how key is he going to be to breaking those old records that you don't want to be there anymore?
For me, it's much more important the overall mindset of the team and the actual belief that when we get in that plane to go to Liverpool, that we can go there and win. And if we all have that, we're going to have a much better chance to perform our highest and then have the opportunity to grab the points.
Is that one of the differences now? Do you see the belief that they can go there, that they believe in themselves, whereas when you first came in there?
Well, I haven't been at Anfield yet with them, but I'm expecting that every ground we go, we're going to prepare the games to win, and that they can realize that they are good enough to do that. But obviously that it has to be by an incredible performance individually, collectively, and managing every detail that the game requires.
Aubameyang and Lacazette combined again last week for the first goal against West Ham. How important is the understanding they have with each other and the way you then want to play as a team?
Yeah. Well, I think the front players, they need to create certain chemistry between them, and that feeling that when they look themselves in the eyes, they understand each other, that they communicate on the pitch to see what they are feeling. And I think we are getting that with them on the moment, not only them, but with Willian as well, the way he's coming the team straight away, with Pepe, Bukayo when he's playing that position, with Reece. And it's really important. It's something that we try to promote in training as well. And hopefully they can keep linking and improving those relationships between them.
And then just finally from me, Ian touched on the lack of fans in stadiums now. It can damage football, but how concerned are you for the clubs further down the pyramid where the money really is needed more, isn't it?
Well, I think the club is playing, obviously, without the funds financially, the implications that it has, how can it still be sustainable, the things that we have to achieve as a team to try to improve those finances as well. But obviously, I think it's crucial for every club that this doesn't get too much delay, because then obviously the challenge ahead is brutal.